Let's try to recap till now what you have learned. So, to whom actually we are giving credit limits to the customer that we are going to control with payer partner function via credit control area. And what material quantity? So that is controlled by which materials actually eligible for credit limits. That is going to be controlled by item category credit active. Against what? A quantity, how much quantity? 100 quantity into 100. That's what 10,000 I told, right? The price calculation, which is actually controlled in a pricing procedure. Okay. What holding? Customer holding the credit limit in the form of the credit master. All these questions you can understand after completion of my session. Okay. Next slide, we'll try to understand what is credit check. What is credit check? You already know that, whatever the limit, whether it is within the credit limit or above the credit limit or matches the credit limit based on risk category, it is going to block your order, delivery or billing. So types of credit checks. One is simple credit check and second one is automatic credit check. Automatic credit check in turn, it has a SAP definition like static credit check and dynamic credit check. First, we will see what is simple credit check. So, basically, simple credit check, which is actually carried out on say carried out when sales documents are created or changed. So the check is carried out within the credit control area. Okay. So any quantity either increase or decrease depends on that your credit limit is valid. Okay. So a sales document can be belongs to credit control area depending on the allocation of the sales organization to a particular company code. The SAP checks credit limits which granted to the customer in a credit control area. The credit control area credit limit for customer is defined financial accounting entered into the customer master record. During this check, SAP totals the receivables and the open items for the special GL transaction that net value of the sales order of every item of the sales document. I think it's look like a broader definition. What exactly happens when you save a sales order? It is taking net document value. See, net document value is your target value, right? Against your credit limit plus open items. Open items means so the bills already created and total receivables. Okay, AR receivables. I already told, right? Account receivables. That we will call it as open items. So let's try to understand an SAP system practically. Then you can able to understand this simple credit check. So where the definition you have. Okay, let's try to check simple credit check definition on SAP system. So now you got to know, right? What is simple credit check? So dynamic credit check, basically it is going to consider your open sales orders plus sales order value, open delivery value, open billing value, and open receivable values. Static and dynamic credit checks are one and the same, but there is one other factor which comes into picture like horizon period. Before going into the static and dynamic credit checks, I'll try to I'll try to explain you simple credit check on SAP system, and after that I'll try to explain you dynamic credit check. Let's go to the SAP system where exactly we'll have this definition. First, you'll try to understand when you are applying credit check and where you are going to see this one. Okay, that is more important thing. Now we're going to see the definition of simple credit check. Let's go to SPRO reference IMG. So simple credit check, it will be applicable at sales order level, and for that sales order level it is going to consider your sales order, open sales order value plus receivables. Okay, that we are going to see now. Let's go to the sales and distribution module, and that just go to the basic functions. So credit management or risk management. Okay, so credit management or risk management settings. Let's go to the, so basically what we required, we required a credit groups for automatic credit management. Okay, let's try to assign sales documents or delivery documents. If you'd like to go for, let's take an example, credit limit for order types. Let's assume my document is Z. Okay, so I'm just taking GGG1 as saying, if you see this, this is the definition. What it says, if you don't want to define for the particular document type, where whatever the materials and customers you are using, such a case, you can put it, there is no credit limit check. Okay. Best example for returns, we're not going to do anything, and we are not going to do for your credit memo document type. Whereas your debit memo or your regular sales order, we're going to do this. Okay, first thing is run a simple credit check and warning message. It will runs at sales order level, it will give warning messages, and it runs credit limit check. If the limit is crossed, it will give error message. And C, run simple credit check and it will put the delivery block. And D is automatic credit management control. That means, like what I said, static and dynamic checks will happen here. So before going ahead, either you can able to go for the definition like this, or else if you come here, there is something called, let's try to close the basic functions. If you go to the sales, basically you go to the sales documents and try to get onto the sales document types. If you come here, my document is this one. Okay, sales order, UN sales order. If I can see here, credit limit, I can able to SN here, what kind of credit check. See, if I put it automatic credit check, there are other dependency settings are there. You can able to check order level or delivery level or PZA level, that is different thing. So when automatic credit check is there, then you have to choose this. Automatic has two types, static and dynamic. There is nothing to confuse. It is going to check sales order level, delivery level and PZA level. Okay. Whereas simple credit check, it is going to check at only sales order level. Okay. Let's try to put this A first. Okay. So let me save this. So now let's try to go back to the pricing procedure. Okay, let's try to create a, let's try to create a sales order once. So my document type is this, and this is the one. And let's try to take the retailer and UN. Let's try to create a sales order for this. Before doing that, just go here. Just try to take your customer. What is your customer? Your retailer is 151, right? You take this one. Okay, wipe out this one. Credit limit, you just try to set this. Anything, any scenario you can try it. So retailer rate is 5,000. Okay, let's keep it aside. Let's come back. Let's come back to the SAP screen again. Let me note it down, this customer as a retailer, right? Let's try to enter this. Okay, date, you try to choose today's date, whatever it is. So 9th I'm choosing. Let's press enter. Let's try to take our material. I think this is the tea leaf. Let me check. Yeah, pure leaf tea. This is the material we have taken in our example. You are having 100 GBP. Okay, let's click this. Let's go to the conditions. Now see, your price is coming as 100 GBP, and I'll try to check any other condition types are there. Okay, okay, let's keep it like this. I would like to show this total is there, right? So that is going to consider. So what is the net? It is showing 100, right? Let me try to show you what is the procedure here. Let's click on header. Let me check what is the pricing procedure. So this is my pricing procedure, right? Let's come here, /08. So select this credit control area. Here I would like to show you there is one sub total will be there that actually is responsible to hold the credit value. Let's go down. This is practice system, right? People try to play with the system. See, now you see the total A. What is the subtotal it is talking about? This is the value on runtime it is holding. A is KYMP CMPRE, credit price. If you don't assign this, it is not going to calculate your credit limit against your net value. This is the key to calculate your credit exposure, one way you can say. So this total I'm just keeping as for our understanding. Credit value. Okay, I'm just keeping this. Now let's try to create a sales order. Now let's check if it is calculating, then fine. If it is not calculating, why it is not calculating, that also I will explain you now. So now let's take this example. So you take 10 quantity. Okay, go to the conditions. I will try to observe this. So now let's try to go for analysis. What is the let's keep it aside. Let's come back. Let's come first setting. Okay, it's credit active. Let's come to customer. Go to the payer partner function, sales area data, billing documents. Okay, credit control area assigned. Now let's try to define the credit limit. So FD32 is the transaction. So if we come to the slides, credit master, it is maintained in FD32. That's okay. So once AR, we have to define the credit limit, right? So let's select this. Okay. So by default, how come it is giving 25,000? Because for new customers, we have assigned 25,000. If you want, you can able to change this one up. Okay. Total credit limit, if it is giving 50,000. Individual credit limit, I am also giving 50,000. Okay. Specify the currency. Oh, in our example, we have taken only 5,000, right? Let me take the 5,000. And for this also 5,000. A total limit of GBP has already been determined. Why it is saying? Because for new customers, we have given at a company code level. That's why it is not until unless if you have requirement, then only we can able to give it. Let me try to change that one. Go to enterprise structure, go to the definition, financial accounting. So while explaining, I have given, right? Let's go to the credit control area definition. 1C, one car, centralized credit control area. Let's try to take out this. I'm not going to define any credit limit. If it is a new customer, then by default it will comes. It's up to company policy. So I would like to show practically. Now you got it right. Now go to FD32. Now when you press enter, okay, 5,000. This one I'm just giving it as a 5,000. Specify the currency, GBP. So a total credit limit has already determined. This is some kind of error it is coming. Someone has something done at FI level. Okay, let's try to check this error now. So after resolving that error, I'm just trying to define the credit limit. There is some system issue. Let's press enter. For this FD31, FD32 is the transaction code. Press enter. So he is Mr. George, retailer, right? So let's press enter. Let's try to put it 5,000 as a credit limit. If you see, As I already told you, credit exposure. That means if any sales order, open sales orders created, this will be calculated. Okay, this is not at calculated. We're trying to check simple credit check, right? So risk category, it will comes into picture when you are going to do automatic credit check, not for simple credit check. Okay, so let's try to understand this. So if you would like to put the block for this customer, you can able to do the block here so that he cannot able to do the sales order or delivery or billing. There is something called credit representative group, customer credit group. Okay, customer credit group which plays a key role on which document it's supposed to be defined at sales order level or delivery level or billing level, that we are going to see as part of automatic credit check. So these fields we can see later, review date and all these things. First you try to understand simple credit check. I'm just defining simple credit check. Just give 5,000. This is going to block at order level. Let's press enter. Okay, and I'm saving the master data. Now let's click the report f.31. Okay, so I'm just executing. This is more important. If you see for this customer, it is 5,000 credit limit I have defined. Now let's try to create a sales order now. Okay, so my customer is retailer. So let's try to take one box. Okay, what is the total it is got calculated? Conditions. Now let's try to observe this. Okay, let's try to save this order. Let's go and try to check incomplete log first. So this is fine. Let's save this. Once it is saved, let's go to the sales order again, PA02. Let's try to observe the pricing procedure now. Go to the conditions. What is my net value? It is all about. It is 100 plus tax 117, right? Let's try to, yeah, some output it is coming. Order acknowledgement. I am not going to save this one. Let's try to come here. Okay, you got a cash discount and everything is fine. Now let's try to observe f.31. Okay, let's try to check. If you see, what is my credit exposure? It is calculated 117,50. Okay, credit limit it utilized how much? 2.35 percentage. Now let's try to click f dot, sorry, fd32. The same thing will show. Okay, these report is f.31 is very important when you are getting issues with your credit limit in your support project. If you see, credit exposure is how much? 117. How much percentage it utilized? Let me try to create one more sales order with more value. Okay, in fact, the credit value it has to be shown your pricing procedure. Somebody has something done that I will correct it. So let's try to put some 25 quantity. So let's click this, go to the conditions. So you got a net value of 20,500. Total value is 20,937 net value. Okay, 20,937. Let's save this. Now let's go to FD32 now again for the same customer. See now how much it is percentage. It is utilized 61 percentage. Now let's go to the our definition at document type level. How we are going to do that if the credit limit is crossed. Okay, let's click this. What it talks about, credit group 01, right, at sales order level. Okay, obviously this is document type is order level document type. So now if you check here, A means it has to give the warning message. Okay, so now let's try to create a sales order with more value. So almost 2500 is utilized, right? Whether the system gives warning message or not, we will see now. So let's try to put it some 50 quantity. So what is the total? It is 5000. Let me try to save this. So it is saved. Let me try to bill it. It is going to consider your sales order value plus open values. Before that, let me go to the FD32 to give clarity about how this it works. So next order, obviously see 178% is it is already used credit limit. Now let's click on the billing. Okay, this one. Let's try to do the delivery now. Okay, let's pick this quantity. This is the beauty of SAP. Let's check post goods issue. So we have posting periods. Let me try to open UN UK. So the period is for 12th month. This is the last month for best concept on SAP system. So let's try to create the VL 0 to N. Oh, it's not yet created. Let's click this. Let's pick my storage location as sale. I'm just keeping this one as my 50 quantity. I'm just trying to do the post goods issue. Okay, delivery is successfully created. So now it will be considered under open item. So like payment should be received from your customer for 5000. Now let's try to check how the system behaves. So now let's try to create another sales order. See, the credit limit has been exceeded. You try to understand this. This is also one of the entry question. Once credit limit is crossed, in simple credit check, it is going to consider the open orders plus the current order. So it is just a warning message. If I say yes, it will allows. Okay. Now I am saving. It is saved. Okay. If we don't want to allow, okay, output. Now let's go to the sales order now. Go to the, what I would say, conditions. Let's try to check now. Okay. Let me try to go to the analysis. So obviously it should save at a total section. Okay, let me try to go to the procedure one more time. GV. So now we are in pricing procedure to check the description which we have changed. That should reflect at value and go down below for this condition type. See, the size also sometimes changing at the time of doing practice. So this should be shown fully. Someone is changing this pricing procedure also. Okay. This total, right? I'm just changing into credit value. Okay. Press enter. I'm just saving this to see this. Here is the subtotal and calculation type 4 at value plus tax. Okay, that's okay. So that is what it is happening, right? Let's try to, before that, let me try to do some change for my document type. I would like to show you how the system behaves. So it has to show the error message now. Okay. So now let's go and try to create a sales order now. How the system behaves for simple credit check. See, it is giving. Let me try to save. See, it will not allow you. The credit limit has been exceeded by this, right? So now let's go to f.32. Sorry, fd32. If you go fd32, let's press enter. Now you can see this. Your credit exposure is calculated this much. That means 202 percentage. Okay, that means above 100 percentage, it is going to give a block always based on your open receivables. You see, total sales value is this much, receivables this much. That means it is got billed, it is reached to AR. Customer supposed to pay this back. Apart from that, open sales order value is this much, and total exposure is, if you do the total of this, sometimes special liability is also there. We don't consider this. You see this total, it will give the credit exposure. 80% of the consultants, they become consultants, they don't know how it will happen. Okay, so leave about that. Let's try to sorry, so I forgot to share the screen. This is the receivables. It's supposed to be, it's already got billed. It is need to be settled down from FI side, and this is the sales value. I'm repeating one more time because I didn't show the screen there. Wrong screen sharing. So if you total these two values, this credit exposure will come. So total credit limit you used this one, your limit is this one. So now let's try to release a document, how we can release it. Okay, so now before that, let's try to go to the error message you have seen, right? B. Now what is C? C is all about it is going to put the delivery block. Okay, let's see how the system behaves. Let's try to create a sales order now. Okay, let's enter our retailer. Let's try to enter some more one quantity. This time one quantity is sufficient. Credit limit is exceeded. Okay, let's try to save it. So the credit limit has been exceeded. This delivery block. So if you wanted to put the delivery block, that also you can able to do it. So now let's try to escape this. This is for outputs. It is coming. So let's try to check. See, now you can see credit limits. It is blocked. These are the three options. Like if the customer is very simple and he is using credit limit only at sales order level. Such cases, he don't want any complexity. We can able to utilize simple credit check. Okay. So let me try to remove the block. I can able to do the delivery. Okay. There is no restrictions for this. If you go to the delivery, it will allow you aram say. So let's do the postcodes issue and let's click on bill so that this value will be added to your receivables. Or now see, now go to the FD32 credit master data or somewhere it is opened. Let's try to share this. Okay. So it is got exceeded. That's what it is saying. So you can see this place status. If you see another 100, it is got. So now how we are going to once settlement happened for this document. So this 4,000 is there. Then obviously you have a chances to adjust your credit exposure. Okay, but still like still open orders are there, but your credit limit is 4,230 means another 770 you can able to assign it. Okay, this is how you have to check the simple credit check. Okay, now you got it. What is simple credit check, how it will be calculated, and the types of credit checks in this session. Next session we are going to see how the dynamic credit check works, what are all the relevant configurations. Okay, thank you. So let's click this. Let's go to the conditions. Better go to the analysis. So now we changed this total. Previously it is not changed. Actually, that's where we got an issue. Where is this? Okay, something is happening. Actually, description is not changing. When I try to change it, became a blank actually. So someone has some put. Sometimes developers also working on this, right? There is no problem there. If you would like to change the description according to the customer, you can able to change it. That's fine. So that's it. We'll rejoin the session for automatic credit management.